Good morning, everyone. Let us begin with the class. So, in our previous class, we studied few topics under metals and non-metals, that is, chemical properties of metals and non-metals. There we covered few subtopics like how do metals and non-metals react with air, water, right? So, in today's class, we will deal with the topic reaction of metals and non-metals with acid. Okay, and also we will study other topics like reactive series and how metals will react with other metal salt solution and how do metals and non-metals react. Okay, so let us cover these four topics in today's class. So coming to first topic, that is metals with acids. So what happens when we allow metals to react with dilute acids? It gives out metal acids and liberation of hydrogen gas. And I've already mentioned in previous topics, how do you recognize there is a liberation of hydrogen gas? That is by a pop sound. Okay, here I have given few examples. That is sodium, when you allow sodium to react with dilute hydrochloric acid, it gives out sodium chloride, along with that hydrogen gas is liberated, right? And this sodium is very highly reactive metal. So I have mentioned in previous classes also, when you allow sodium to react with water or air, it is a very vigorous reaction. It is highly reactive. It may catch fire also, right? Same thing here also, when sodium is allowed to react with hydrochloric acid, same thing happens. It is a high reactive and it may catch fire. Okay, and next is magnesium. When you treat magnesium with hydrochloric acid, remember it is dilute acids we are taking, not concentrated here. We are taking only diluted acids. So what happens to magnesium when you allow it to react with hydrochloric acid? It gives out magnesium chloride. Okay, you can see in the a small clip of that reaction. So how it has been reacting with hydrochloric acid, right? And again, next example I've taken as copper. When you allow copper to react with dilute hydrochloric acid, it shows no reaction. Why? Because copper is very less reactive. That is why there is no sort of reaction. Understood? So here I have taken few examples of metals which are reacting with dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay, first example I have taken here is magnesium. You have already seen this in the previous slide, right? So what happens to magnesium when you allow it to react with dilute hydrochloric acid? There will be a bubble formation and it produces some salt and also hydrogen gas. Okay, and next example I have taken here is copper. What happens to copper when you allow it to react with dilute hydrochloric acid? There will be no reaction because copper is least reactive. Okay, because it cannot displace hydrogen atoms, so it is called a displacement reaction. That is why you see no reaction when you allow copper to react with hydrochloric acid. Remember, when you allow copper to react with dilute hydrochloric acid, it why can't it react? Because it doesn't displace any hydrogen atoms, so that is why it is called as displacement reaction. So next example, when we allow zinc to react with dilute hydrochloric acid, it gives out some sort of energy. You can see in the clip. Okay, so that sort of energy is said to be exothermic reaction. That means there is some energy is being released when there is a reaction taking place between zinc and HCl, right? And also hydrogen gas is being liberated. Okay. Now coming to this reactive series topic, we have already studied how metals and non-metals react with air, water as well as acids. Okay, now let us see how these metals reactive in the presence of air, water or dilute acids and their reactive series in the sense, so which is highly reactive and which is low reactive. So by this we can see, right? So you can see in the arrow So which is showing upwards, it shows the elements are most reactive, and the arrow marks which is showing downwards, they are least reactive. So remember like that. So the metals which are below copper, so which are the elements which are there below copper, that is mercury, silver, gold, platinum. These are very least reactive. They won't react with dilute acid because reaction is nothing but displacement. Just imagine their hydrogen just above the copper is being less reactive, can't displace hydrogen. So that copper salt and hydrogen gas is going to release. So this is the reason no reaction at all. So whichever you take, below the copper elements, see you see copper, mercury, silver, gold, platinum. So they won't react with water as well as acids, wherein till from lithium to silver they react in the presence of air, right? So the blue color one arrow mark which is showing downwards, these elements are least reactive. The red arrow mark which is showing upwards, these elements are most reactive, that is from lithium to lead, they are most reactive because these most reactive elements, they react in the presence of oxygen, water, dilute acids, wherein um, copper, mercury, silver, they react only in the presence of air, not in the presence of water or dilute acids, wherein gold and platinum, they are very least reactive, they won't react in any solutions, okay, or it won't react with anything. So just now we saw few examples of metals reacting with dilute hydrochloric acid. What if I allow metals to react with dilute nitric acid or concentrated H2SO4? What would be the product? It's your assignment, or I'll allow you people to answer this. Take some time and think and do solve this particular slide in your worksheet where you're solving, okay, in your homework book. So what happens when you allow metals to react with nitric acid, right? For example, magnesium or manganese, when you allow these metals to react with nitric acid, this behaves like a oxidizing agent, okay? Whether you take concentrated HCl, right? In the place of H2SO4, you can also take concentrated HCl. So this, rather giving a displacement reaction, it works like a oxidizing agent. Where it has to give hydrogen gas, it forms a water by oxidizing, right? So when you saw displacement reaction, it used to give hydrogen gas. Where in case of oxidizing agent, this when you allow metal to react with nitric acid or concentrated H2SO4 or concentrated hydrochloric acid, what happens? They react like a oxidizing agent and form a water molecule by oxidizing process. So the here water is a product. Okay. Now you have to write chemical equation for this in your homework book. It's your assignment for the day. So just now we studied how metals react with acid, right? So coming to non-metals, when we allow non-metals to react with acid, they never give any reaction. Okay. So for example, sulfur, when you allow sulfur to react with dilute HCl, there will be no reaction, no product is formed. So why this happens? So why there is no reaction? Because acids, you see, there will be like H plus and Cl minus, positive ion and negative ion. H is positive ion and Cl is negative, right? HCl. So what happens here? C is a non-metal, right? And these non-metal doesn't give any electrons. So that is why there is no reaction. Coming to next topic, that is metals with another metal salt solution. Here we are allowing few metals to react with another metal, so that is in a solution state. Okay. For example, we have taken zinc. So zinc is highly reactive and copper sulfate solution is less reactive. So what we are doing? We are allowing highly reactive metal, that is zinc, to react with the least reactive metal, that is copper sulfate solution. what happens? We are considering zinc pieces here. Okay, so zinc displaces copper sulfate solution and this solution becomes dull because zinc add displaces copper and give a zinc sulfate solution, and this zinc sulfate solution is colorless in nature, right? So here copper is going to submit over the zinc. Fine. Next example we have taken here is iron nail in copper sulfate solution. Same thing. So iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. You can see the liquid, that is solution, has become clear. Why? Because iron has displaced copper, right? Forming iron sulfate. So this is a reaction when you allow metals to react with another metal salt solution. Fine. Coming to last topic of the day, that is metal reacting with non-metal. So these metals and non-metals are reacting each other, right? So here one I've taken as a metal and one I've considered as a non-metal. So metal is always like a donor. Donor means it gives, okay, and non-metal always uh, behave like a gainer, that is receiver, okay, and metal is going to lose electron, right? So metal is donating electron so that non-metal is receiving the electron. And what happens when there is a, donating electron and receiving electron? What happens in between? So when metal is going to lose electron, because in its large shell there will be 1, 2 or 3 valency electron, where in case of non-metal they may have either 5, 6, 7 valency electron in large shells, because they need to compete their octet and gain electron. So they need to fill their shells. So that is why it receives electron from metal. Metal donates electron and becomes positively charged. So when metal gives electron, what happens? It becomes positive. When non-metal receives from metals, then it becomes negatively charged. And that's there is some bond formation occurs when there is an exchange of electron taking place. So what is that bond called as? That bond is nothing but ionic bond, right? So there is a mutual the mutual exchange of electrons between these two, right? That is why there is a bond formation called as ionic bond, that is ion formation between positive charge and negative charge. So here positive charge is Na and negative charge is Cl, NaCl, okay, and there is a force of uh, attraction between these bonds. That force of attraction is nothing but electrostatic force of attraction. Understood, children? Yes. I hope everyone has followed today's concept. So today I combined three topics all together so that we can step into new concept for next class. Okay, so get thorough with these topics because these topics are carried to the next topics. I mean, the basic knowledge is being carried for next topics. Get thorough with all this and do solve worksheets which will be sent along with this video. Okay, see you all. Have a good day.